top. That is gorgeous.
Thank you. Let me put you on mute now.
Go ahead, you can get started.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I am Chita Beseau, and I am actually so happy to be here with you today, to be back. It's been a while since I've done a class with you, and today we are going to talk about fall color trends. I'm super excited about this. I am from Las Vegas, Nevada, and
yeah, I can't hear you on the phone.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. But you can hear me on the live, right?
I muted the live.
Oh.
You go ahead. Go.
Okay. So I was talking about living in Las Vegas, so I wanted to share that with you because those of you that are coming to national training, I will be here and I will see you and I'll get to meet you. And Jessica, Jessica let me know, sorry guys, where's my water? Oh, I'm actually getting over some congestion, sorry, and I had COVID. So I am doing very well. I just have a little bit of congestion still, so excuse me for that today. Okay, so I'm really, really excited about national training, if you guys can't tell. And today I'm going to share with you 3 different looks. I'm going to do a demo, but I just really want to talk about ideas and things that people in the fall are going to be asking for. And when fall comes around, I don't know about you, but I get super like, I'm like, please don't go dark, because I know in the spring you are going to want to be blonde again. I get that anxiety almost every year. But you know what? With the way things changed, in the past couple years, I'm all about like, just go for it. We're colorists. We have the tools. We know which way to direct them. We know how to get them back, as long as we keep that communication clear of how long it might take, and taking the safest, slowest route to getting them back to blonde or whatever it is. I say have fun with your color, So fall hair color trends tend to always be warm. And I know right now a lot of people are looking at coppers. Coppers and warm blondes. They're so beautiful. I'm really, really in love with these coppers, you guys. On everyone, on every skin tone. I just think it's just beautiful. So I know a lot of people are asking for strawberry blondes, rose gold colors, and coppers. So I was looking at like this 904 would be perfect. Something perfect you can do over a blonde. And that's in the, I think that would be really pretty. Something on that shade going over a blonde, and then you can it'll easily like wear out, fade out, to where back in spring they can be blonde again. Also, there's so many darker like brunettes that people are gonna want. So what's really nice about our color book is that it directs us there. It's all warm. We just go to this page and share these colors with them, right? We also have intents. So I was looking at these for your color demos today because I wanted to have that kind of fun to pop on mannequin heads and share. I have some things I just can't wait to share with you. So I didn't have the 777, but that is so pretty, that like magenta, like plum. If you guys have seen that. So those are the colors that I'm kind of going towards today and for fall. And I really wanted to do a demo on the high lift blondes, but I know that you guys have seen those. I wanted to be a little more colorful, but everything that I'm doing today, you can use the high lift blondes with as well. And when I get started, you'll see what I'm talking about. So, I'm going to share with you 3 looks. So this first look is, sorry, let me get another drink. Okay, so this first look is a split hair look. A lot of girls are asking for this, a lot of people are asking for this. It doesn't have to be extreme. Um, it could always be natural colors, or it could be using the color chameleon or something. But it doesn't always have to be extreme, and I wanted to really share that where you could use like natural colors. So what I did was everything that I formulated for these 3 looks, I wanted to do this for you to keep in mind that our clients are going to come in and they just want to change because it's going to be fall. And we don't really have that amount of time really probably booked out for them, but we do want to like provide what they want. So, with the split hair color, all you would have to do is section out half the head, um, and only bleach out half of the head. Only lift that. So what I was doing with her was I used Magic Blonde on her to the part to lift her with 30-20 vol. And this mannequin head actually has been through it, okay? And her hair really isn't, up to, dealing with it, but it worked for this. The other half, I used the 476, which is the 476 Red Infinity Semi-Color. And so what I did was I did half her head lightener, and after I was finished with that and that was processing, then I began applying the 476. And the 476 just gave it this really pretty like plum dark brown look, which I thought would accent and like complement the other side. So my first intention, as she's here, was to lift her and then at the bowl tone her with a semi-color, and I was going to use the soft pink. I thought that those would contrast each other, the softness, but in reality she didn't lift high enough, which could happen. So then I kind of wasn't saving time. So what I did was, since she didn't lift high enough, I was like, well, I want to use a fall color for you guys. And what I decided to do was use the purple. So she was wet, after I rinsed everything. And then when I brought her back, I just pulled back her side that had this semi-color on it. This side was the lightened side, and I just blow dried this side. I didn't pay attention to this. I blow dried this side, cut my time in half, right? And then I applied the purple in Color Chameleon. And as that was processing, just to I was thinking this would be really nice to not make them sit in the mirror and think, oh, now I gotta wait for this whole half of the head, and they thought it was gonna be a faster service maybe. So what I did with this other half that was already shampooed, but it was still damp, was I took the time to use a satin oil hair mask. You could use, any mask. And just to give it some extra love, and some shine. And so while that was on there, just sitting there, then this was processing, and then we were done, because purple's really, really pigmented. So I honestly only left it on for 20 minutes. And then I got this look. So that was the fastest thing I could do. But like I said before, my intention was to use a semi-color, like to use the soft pink, or you could use anything, depending on what colors you're deciding to do. doing a split hair application where you would pre-lighten this and then blow dry it and, you know, use a color chameleon, which I ended up doing, but I'm saying you could always just tone it for a split color, make it look more natural. Now the colors that I did them all on bobs today. I did a shorter bob, I did a longer bob, and you can also do these same color applications. I feel like women are coming in and wanting bobs, long bobs, and shags. If you can specialize in shags, you're making a lot of money right now. I know, I see you people. And so these color applications are also really, really pretty on shags as well. So, and they just make the color pop more. I also styled her because I wanted to share with you how important styling is, that finished look. I feel like when you style your clients with something a little new and different, then they are more accepting to getting more color services, you know, haircuts. Just finishing them off like that makes them more interested in, like, oh, you know, looking at different ways to style their hair with their haircuts. And so I styled her with a 3-barrel waver. Do you have that? Do you have it? They're not easy to find, you guys, and I don't have the prettiest one, but I found one. And I've seen a lot of people using them lately, and they also use them with, here it is, big 3-barrel crimper, and they also will alternate it with, you know, a long barrel curl or a curling iron. So they'll do some down there, and then they'll use the curling iron. But I just wanted to show you that on a shorter bob, how cute it is, and it was super easy. And then, so I know you guys are looking at her makeup. One of my friends did her makeup for a hair competition, and so I used her for that before. But I just thought it was super cool and like superhero-y, and my little gift to you, okay? So that was look number 1. It was split hair. I do have the color formula up here. If you want to screenshot it. 1, 2, 3. There you go. And then we have a second look. And the second look is, let me get up higher. And the second look is, so you can see this, I wanted to give you the option of when somebody comes in, perhaps they have natural hair, perhaps they don't, but I wanted to show with you, this is, oh yeah, she's like this too. I'll show you this side. This is really just the face framing. We call it the money piece sometimes, face frame or color block. And it's really just the front of her hair. You can see that. Is pre-lightened. Now usually when people come in, we think, and I don't know how many of you have really done this yet, but we're charging this as like maybe a partial, but I think we're undercharging ourselves, or we're just charging it for a few foils. But I really think we're undercharging ourselves because we're doing roots to ends, and it's taking a minute. You know, it's taking a minute to lift that, and I have found that when I'm finished with just this service in the front, I'm like, wow, that was a lot of foils, you know, and it wasn't just the front, you know. So usually what we'll do is we'll pre-lighten it, and then we'll blow dry it, and then we'll go back in with color. Whether it's just, you know, the face frame or we're adding some more, but we're going back in and giving it, you know, this if they want something bright, we're going back in and coloring it. But since we're talking about fall colors and warm colors, you know, the reds, the coppers, the warm blondes, I wanted to share with you the color that I used was the 666, the Lifton color. And not many, there's not many of these on the market, really. We're really lucky that our color line has this. I was super excited to see it. This is a lifesaver, a time saver. So what I did was, I'm not going to bleach her out and then blow dry her and color her. She's going to show me this picture. If it's a warm color like this and we have it, I'm going to use the Lifton color. So it was just, let me do this. It was just one process, you guys. It was 30 minutes of our lives. And I colored this section. I lifted it. I used 40 volume with it. And I was done. That was it. That was it. She didn't sit in my chair for 2 hours. It was 30 minutes. And she has a red money piece with her natural color. I was really, really, really happy about that. I want to hear some applause.
Yay! Okay, Chita, question.
Yeah.
If you wanted to create that perfect chocolate brown, what would be your suggestion in shade selection?
In shade selection? Because that brown is so pretty, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know. I like, honestly, anything that ends in a 5 or an 8. I'm just loving. So, like a 635. That doesn't. Let me see. A 535. The 535.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, I'm just finding that anything that ends in a 5 or an 8 is just so chocolatey. So, are you guys ready for the third look? Because the third look is what I'm going to demo. The third look I was like super, super torn on because I really, like I said earlier, I really wanted to share a high lift blonde with some copper, but I didn't want to, I don't like it when I see a whole bunch of stuff going on. I want to make this like something you guys could use in the salon, you know, to cut time. And these Lifton colors were just speaking to me around this time. So here is, before we go forward, here is the formula for the look I just showed you. And our demo, is this look. I just love copper with brown, with any level of brown, honestly. Even the lighter it gets, it's just so pretty. So what I used for this was the other Lifton tone. It's the 444, and I used it with 40 volume. And what I did was, I did my ring of light technique. I don't know if any of you saw my class earlier in the year, where basically I take a section around the whole entire head. It's around the whole hairline, and I lighten it. But this time I didn't have to lighten it. I just used the Lifton tone. So 30 minutes. I didn't have to go back, blow dry, or tone at the bowl or anything like that. Like, it is what it is. And it's super, super vibrant. And then what I also did was, and I'm going to demo that to you, I did some highlighted pieces in there. So that it just created, and I have to take this off to show you, it just created this subtleness in there. And it's just really subtle, really pretty. I hope you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. And when she pulls it away, she can see. But I'm going to style this for you after I show you the demo. So now that you've seen it straight, then you could see it with some texture in it and see how the color can show. So I have my 444 mixed with the 40 volume. You could use 20, you can use 30, you can use 40. I decided to use 40 so that I could just give you the highest impact, the highest, pop of color. And some of the things I'm going to share with you are, I know you're thinking like, where do you even start with this? Because how messy this can get. Let me come back here. Because of how messy this can get. Yeah.
What were you just stirring with?
I was stirring with a spatula, and I'm just folding it.
Okay.
It's not a whisk. Not a whisk. I don't want to whip it. I'm just stirring it with that because then I'm not using my brush and it getting in the brush. And I know like we'll just switch out and use a different brush, but just wanted to save color.
That's a nice spatula.
I know. I like it too. It looks like a cooking one, but it's not. It's from Color Track, so it's not too big. So what I'm doing around her hairline as I section her is, I went like a triangle. I went down a little, and then I come around here. Now I just want this around her hairline to be a little bit of a rim, just a little bit. Because remember, this is a more subtle look. It's not like a big fat money piece or color blocking chunk. So I really didn't take too much around her hairline. Just about an inch over her ear. There's her ear. And then back around here. It's all up to you, but I like to take a pretty high, because people have different hairlines, back here. So I like to keep it up around just right below the occipital. But that way then they have that pop of color back here. They have enough hair showing that color. So I'm going to section this whole area off. Because I'm not going to do anything with that right now. And I have these hair grippers. They help me a lot with like flyaways. A lot of barbers use them, but they kind of just like have this little Velcro on them. And a lot of hair extension companies have these as well. And they just kind of keep any of the flyaways combed up so I don't have a mess. And I decided to use some color film. I'll put my gloves on. instead of foiling this area, I'm just going to get my hands into it. Because time. This is all about saving time. So you guys can see. So I'm going to come up here. And as you can see, like, I'm just going for it. I'm making sure I get, this is really just like 2 slices if I was to put it in a foil. So I'm going in between that second slice, making sure I really get right here. Now I can join these 2 slices and just really get that color in there. And I'm going to comb it through as well. Now usually when I'm doing this, when I've done it in other services with lightener, I had to place a foil here. I had to make, you know, thinly slice it and make sure both sides, and I had worked through the lightener, you know, in the foil and everything, fold the foil, and that's, you know, time consuming. So right now I have this piece done, and I have these color track films that I'm just going to use that to place in front of her. So she can still see through, you know, and this is like good for your client. You can use a foil and fold it up. I'm using this also for demo purposes so you can see. But this is making it, I can also like lift this up and see. I can see through it and see the saturation. So the next section, I'm going to fold that for now so it's out of the way.
Chita, are your transparencies from Color Track as well?
Yes. So my next section, I'm just going to go along her hairline. And this one I will lift up and push that back. You know, if I had to go back in, when I have to go back in and I'm doing other color formulations, like I said earlier, like lifting the hair color, then blow drying it, and adding like a color chameleon, that takes a lot of time. You have to go back in and blow dry, and then, but you really also have to apply color chameleon differently than you would our other color, because you have to, you know, place it on every part of the hair shaft, and to get that saturation, where I'm using color and color works differently, and it's gonna oxidize and it's going to penetrate through the hair, and just so much more easier to do this all in one step. And then I'm going to come back through, make sure it's all combed through. And after I do this ring of light sectioning, I told you that I did some TZ highlight in there to create some color, like in movement in the hair. And using the film actually helped me know, like, okay, that is the ring of light. And then I used foil for the TZ highlight area.
So, Chita, we have a question from Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Can you use cling film if the transparencies aren't available?
The cling film, it's like saran wrap. You can. You totally can. I think it might be a little harder because it might stick to their face. I think. I don't know. Unless you can figure a way to. You could also use mesh. Do I have any mesh? I don't have any mesh here. But mesh is just like this, but it's like a styrofoamy mesh. You could also use that. That's a lot softer. And that is a heat conductor. So here's the back. I'll show you how I do this quickly. Instead of taking section by section, I just do the hairline. Get everything up in there. And then I go take my section there. And I'm just doing like a root application at this point.
Chita, how else would you describe the mesh? It's almost, I can't find the word.
It's like, do you know those peanuts that come in your boxes, the packaging material? The little peanuts? You know what I'm talking about? They're little white styrofoamy things. So the mesh is the same size as these, or maybe longer. And a lot of people use them for balayage. Does that make sense?
I'm trying to find the word of the material. It helps me. Thank you.
So then I come back up and just apply back each section. This is kind of how I do my all over colors. I go in and do the root, and then you have color at the root area to just kind of also spread out, and you know you have really good saturation at the root. Now, what I did at the for the teasy highlight application that I'm gonna move on to is I didn't go in heavy. You guys saw the other side. It's very subtle. So that makes it a little more time efficient. Actually, I could take these off now. Take off my gloves. Place that. And you just want to make sure it sticks to there. And then put it up at the rim, right there where it meets that section, so that you don't get any color transfer on this hair. Okay. So now, see, I can tell where we are. We did the ring of light. I know that's not anything teasy. And then basically this top section around here, I'm not going to highlight. It's really just about a thick section like that. Not going to touch that. That's just going to veil over. So I'm just going to get that out of the way right now. And I started from the back. This is the back half. I started from the back, and what I did was I did a diagonal section. So it went down this way. Pin that up. And I'm just taking a thick section, leaving this down. This thick section, I'm teasing up once, taking decent size pieces so you could actually see the color when it's in the hair. And this is where I just did my highlight. Now, I like to think about where I want the color to pop and where I want depth in the hair color, like her natural or her dark, the darker color. But for this look, you can go up to your teasy just so you have the maximum amount of color that is colored and lifted and shines through. I usually do like a transition like this though. When I begin from like the block color that's under there, the whole pieces, I usually do like a transition of like a gradient. But you can most definitely go up to the top. The next ones that I do, I will go to the top. And so for this one, I'm going to go up with my diagonal, these triangular pieces. See this one? And I'm going to take the same size, so only this is going to lay down. And I wanted bigger pieces because I want it subtle. I want that brown to show just as pretty, or whatever color you're going to have in here, just as pretty next to the pop of color. I didn't want it to be all just copper. So for the tease, I know a lot of people keep teasing, But if you have the right like amount of teeth in your tail comb or whatever you're using, they even have teasy combs. Will you get my teasy combs so I could show them? My black one. Oh, actually, I have it right here. This is an actual teasy comb styling comb that you could use as well. And it actually gives you more of a tease in there. It's easy. But I like using this one too because it has the longer tail. So I just start here at the bottom and go up. There I have a tease. I have a good tease. And then I just do some bigger pieces. They're not fine. And so basically my pattern is these triangles that, and I want this to go up because I want the color to pop up there, right? When they're curling it or whatever. It's just these diagonal pieces. I look at which way it falls. You could use any pattern, whatever look, you know, you're going for. I like to brush sideways too once I go get it all in there, just to make sure I have that saturation. That was the nice thing about those films that I used earlier, because you can see underneath if you've got that saturation.
So Chita, why did you move to foils from the transparencies?
Just to show you the two different things, but I feel like with the film doing this, it's not as much of a heat conductor. And doing foils, I think I'm just more comfortable with doing foil. You know what I mean? Like, I hope that makes sense. Because I was doing the block color with these, and I made sure I combed it through, so I knew I had even saturation, you know? And I did that so much faster than using foils. But for highlights, you know, TZ, I'm more comfortable using this, and I'm taking smaller sections so I know that they're saturated. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because I know I'm crazy mad when it comes to color. I have these little things I do I can't explain, you know, and
you're just articulate, honey.
So this, I don't know if you guys saw. Yes. You can see that, yeah. So this section, getting a little bit higher on the head, I did the same, that same triangular, and I'm taking the top, a pretty good piece, because this is going to show on the back of her hair, in the back area. And then I'm going to tease, and then take those bigger chunks. And this processes for 30 minutes. When I'm done with my last foil, I use one tube. It's mixed 1-to-1. I used 40, but I used one tube for her whole head. So I'm keeping that out. I will add that to that. And leave that out. Okay. Now I'll show you one from the front, and then I'll move on. I know you guys know how to foil. So here we are from her ear to the middle part. And we have this block piece. So what I want to do is I really want to come in and create some color around here, right? To kind of transition that softness. So right here, I will leave that out. I will tease it. And do my highlight. Now, since we're up here in the front, this is really in the front. I want to make sure that that we don't have another highlight up here. Remember, because the top, you know. So what I'm doing is I'm going to come in at a triangular angle so that her color is starting down here. And not right up at the root. Because we just want her front money piece to show up there, nothing else. All this is going on underneath. And then, so this is okay because we have this hair, this natural hair veiling over her ring of light, like her block color. So now I can go in and do another forward triangular piece. See that? Same thing. And actually, I want some hair to be in there. Okay. So I will make this one a little deeper on this end because I want some color in there, you know, like in this hole. I can take a little more from the top here.
Hey, Chita, why do you want to avoid getting into that whole area?
I want to actually add color to the top of the whole area because this area right here that's brown is going to show contrast over the copper underneath. So it'll act as a shadow underneath and really, really complement when I put copper over it. So I know that I need to put some color here because there's no color here on top as far as my teasy highlight. So I know this will fall down there. And I could even make it a bigger chunk there when I'm doing my highlight because I know I need color there. And this one as well. I don't want to go up too high with that color right there, but I can go up as high as I want over here. Because I don't want the color showing on top here. can you guys see how, like, using this with our high lift blondes would be, like, super easy as well. I love the idea of lifting and coloring, or lifting and toning at the same time. And right now we can get away with it. I know we still have people that want to be icy. They usually want to be icy around December. And that's okay. But those are the people you could throw some strawberry blonde or some peach or some soft pink on. If I see any thickness in the hair, I just run it, you know, sideways. And this is where the last part, so I'm going to share that with you. If you take a look at it, this hanging over there, and then we have this. So this is why I just pulled this out. You can color this piece to add more. You can take a little bit off the top here, as long as you know that this is going to veil over everything. I'm not going to be honest. If I did, I would just take one more triangular section, but I still think it just is too much, to be honest. So I'm not going to. I'm going to let that just veil over. And so then that's 30 minutes processing. You're rinsing them, shampooing them, getting them out of the bowl, and their color's done. You know, you're not having to go back in and tone them, or even blow dry them and apply some color, like some more color. So
that is beautiful. We have a question.
yes.
Our friend Debbie from the Netherlands wants to know what your money piece color is. She said, do I spot different reds?
So my color, and that's another thing I didn't share with you guys. These color applications, the split hair and the money piece with the 666, you can do on short hair as well. Look at me. Mine is, because I was pre-lightened to like a level 9 or 10, I was thinking magenta in my mind, and I love the maroon. And I couldn't decide, so I chose maroon, and it came out very cherry. Because the difference between our maroon and our red, I love that we have these options, and they're such great colors in Color Chameleon. The red, I always say it's like lipstick. And it's like that true red lipstick. I mean, and it's really hard to find, just so you know. We're really lucky we have it in our color line. And then there's the maroon, which is also a red, but it's a deep red, and you can deepen it and make it look like cranberry, like wine. But yeah, because I put it on level 10, it came out very cherry. But I needed it. I needed it in my life. So I wanted just to show you, can you give me another comb? Since this is her finished side of what I just showed you, and it's very subtle, but you could see the warmth in there. It's so pretty. Like a comb. You know what? I could use this. So subtle, but I love it. And I used the blowout gel on all the mannequins before I blow dried them. Oh yeah. And so she's not flat ironed. This was just her blowout. And I wanted to show you this look with a long barrel curling iron. Keeping it low around the face and just see the ends. I just kind of slide them down so they hit the heat and the cuticle's closed, but it's still long and straight. And the cool thing about this is she can wear this look straight and subtle, or when she styles it, all that color is going to pop with the texture.
That is beautiful.
Thank you. And I'm not taking anything fancy, sectioning her in half the head. You know, you can. I'm just getting some movement in there for you. Very fast way to just get some curls. Just keep that end in there kind of straight.
Where's your curling iron from?
My curling iron is bio-ionic. I really like their tools. I'm not just saying that. They hold in moisture and they curl hair. I've seen it that doesn't usually catch onto a curl and hold. It holds. My clients think I'm a magician because their hair stays for days. So it's just helping with our products, our color that already creates such a beautiful shine. I'm really, really, really proud to put these products on my clients. It gives me a peace of mind. I've tried lots of products, you guys, and I'm sure a lot of you have too, but just the confidence that it gives me, knowing I give something different and like special and of value. So, oh, here's my fancy comb. I love this comb. So there she is curled, and I'm just gonna brush it out. And now look at her. Now she has those copper waves, and the importance of like seeing that underneath when they pull it forward, depending on their length. That's really important to people if they just see darkness around here. So the ring of light really helps because that back part of their hair, and the more you take, the better. That's why I like to go right below the occipital, because the more hair you have there and they pull forward, they see that lightness and that color. And you can add as many highlights as you want. You could add more. I just wanted it like subtle, but those are my 3 fall looks. I used the 444 with 40 vol. Processed for 30 minutes. She was done. It's amazing, right? It's amazing. These techniques and ideas that I've shared with you today are going to save you time. There are other ways to do them, but what I really wanted you to take home with you is like what we have in our arsenal. These lift-in colors, and then our semi-color options. All of these were done so quickly, one single process, you know? I could have done this with the copper as well. I could have done this with a high lift blonde. That would have lifted her and toned her. For her finishing, I used the Heat Protect again, the blowout gel. And then always for my little flyaways, lifesaver is the shaping fibers. Always. Um, just creates such a nice polished finish, and it's great for photos. But yeah, she was just flat ironed. And then our split hair look, which so many options, and um, you don't have to blow dry it and use color chameleon. I like the idea of using a toner, a glaze, a semi-color at the bowl, you know, just an extra, not having to blow dry the whole hair or even half the hair, and just adding 20 minutes for that or 30 minutes for it to process, and then you're done, you know. Just picking contrasting colors or complementing colors, either way. But this look it's good on a shag. All these looks are good on shags and short bobs, long bobs, and short hair. And you can use coppers, strawberry blondes, like I said. Those are the 3 looks. I hope you guys enjoyed them. And I want to tell you again, any questions, ask us, ask me. I'm here for you. And we have training in September that I'm going to be at, national training here in Vegas. I'm super excited to meet all of you. It will be available on replay, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it will be available on replay for those of you that couldn't make it. But those of you that are making it, I'm super excited to meet you. I'll be there teaching some things. And I just want to thank you for everything today, for being here with me. And that's about it. Bye, guys.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.